Fani Willis's case is not going to go to trial. It may go to trial somewhere else. Legal experts are saying we don't understand how this goes to trial. So she is getting demolished in public. Welcome to Doug in Exile. Thank you guys for watching, and thank you all especially for subscribing. You're really helping multiply this channel's message out. Every subscriber, thank you for joining us. We love hearing from you in the chat. And of course, you've spread this link all over the internet to help inform people and counter the fake news media. Real quick, this is a big egghead expert on Fox News about Fani Willis's case.
A local prosecutor using racketeering charges against a former president, 18 others. The Wall Street Journal, by the way, editorialized this week, inflating it into a RICO conspiracy makes the case less credible.
It's a charge that incorporates as predicate offenses lots of exercises of First Amendment rights, including things like tweets.
In short, this court case can't get done. If it does, it sets a precedent that no one wants. Democrats are not going to want it. It's going to allow some little local peewee prosecutor like Fani Willis to go after any presidential candidate, any candidate for free speech, for tweeting. Do you want that, people? You do not want this in your country. And the Democrats are willing to destroy the country to take out Trump from the election. And I believe there's enough Democrats, Republicans, state people that are not going to go for it, that this case does not go to trial. They can't have this precedent. Remember, RICO charges are made against crimes. They list the name of crimes. These RICO charges went against stuff that are all legal that Trump did. Tweeting, getting a hotel room, making a phone call. These are not crimes. So even the RICO statutes, you don't want to implement them in this way. And that's what these legal scholars are saying to the Democrats. You don't want to set a precedent, because every legal case in every court that says it is okay becomes precedent.
I think that this is a very weak case that's going to die very quickly, at least as far as being prosecuted in Georgia courts. You do have attorneys for Mark Meadows, who is Trump's former chief of staff, who filed a motion a couple of days ago to have a case transferred to federal district court, which they entitled because of a statutory immunity for federal officers, which is the case, obviously, with Mr. Meadows, as well as Mr. Clark, who was a DOJ attorney.
And so there's the immunity to their time served, that the state literally can't go after them. There's other troubles, foundational troubles, hitting this case at multiple points. You don't want to set a precedent.
President Trump has a constitutionally based immunity based upon the Supreme Court case that's called Nixon versus Fitzgerald, that gives him absolute immunity for all the actions done within the outer perimeter of his constitutional duties, even if those actions were unlawful.
A president is actually allowed to be unlawful. That's not what the articles of impeachment are for. You know, it states bribery, it states other things, but high crimes and misdemeanors, but that is not merely breaking the law.
So the Fulton County case is not going to hold.
Yeah, I was just going to say, other than that, you think it's fine.
This is about Rudy Giuliani, who really made his claim to fame is to be in court using RICO charges to clean up crime in New York.
The local prosecutor, or Rudy Giuliani?
I will put my money on Giuliani, but as I said, I do not think that this case would ever be litigated on the merits.
He's an expert on RICO charges, so he's the one who's least afraid of these RICO charges being named as one of the defendants in this Trump case.
It's a horrible precedent, as you said in your introduction. We have a local district attorney, not even an AG, bringing cases, and it's particularly the case with Miss Willis, that goes to the heart, however you feel about what Trump did. And
this is the case for federalism and separation of powers, things even the never Trumpers up in Beltway, Washington, D.C., who despise Trump, cannot support. So even though they hate Trump and they want to see him get taken out of this election, they want to see him in jail, The never Trumper Republicans are still going to have to cry because there's a little bit of conservatism left in them.
That we're essentially discharging the duties of their federal office. This is a horrible precedent for federalism, separation of powers, exercise of First Amendment rights, and a variety of other things. These are truly toxic cases. And even though I think all of them or most of them are going to die.
Where they go, separation of powers, this can't go through. So they really have to pick a lane. The people that are for the Constitution are in big trouble. The Democrats that are about stare decisis and setting precedent and then being stuck with it when that same precedent is used against you are in big trouble. They're going to have to back out of this. This case gets wiped out or moved to a federal court. Once it's moved out of Georgia, where they can cherry pick their prosecution, their anti-Trumper jury, this thing runs out of gas and is gone. I'm Doug in exile.